we started renovating this mill 10 years ago, and the process is actually is coming to a close. I've been involved the whole 10 years. Had I known then that it was going to be a 10-year venture, I don't know that I would have been as aggressive in doing what we've done. But as part of that process, well, I'll give you the whole 9 yards real quick, and then we can go on from there. What was going on at that point was the foundation was starting to cave in on the hillside, and so we were able to get. That was about the time too that we got the National and State Historic Registry designation, and so we started getting grants and have done a lot of renovations since then. One being the whole foundation was redone, and if you're familiar with historic buildings, there's requirements. So they had to jack the building up a couple inches, take the stones out, pour footings, redo it, and then put the stones back where they were. And that's quite a process. And all manual labor pretty much under there. It was quite a deal.
Yes.
And pulling that forward, some of this remodeling you can use, obviously, you can see. But this mill has been completely rebuilt. The stones were re-sharpened. The ton around the side is all new. That was actually made by a local guy. But the wood there is longleaf pine, which we believe to be the original material they used. Longleaf pine is fairly extinct now, but it was used in to the 1800s and 1700s for like the masts of ships and a lot of
Longleaf.
leaf, L-E-A-F.
Longleaf pine.
And it was used in a lot of the old factories where they're now tearing down some of the old mills and stuff, the fabric mills, and a lot of the columns and a lot of the stuff. And now it's being repurposed. And we bought that from a firm down in Georgia. It grows in an area of Georgia, but it's not. My understanding is it's not common, but it has a unique characteristics in it, and it's really tough, and it would actually hold up better than oak, because I assume we just put oak there, but when the corn is ground, when the wheels are turning, when the wheel's turning and grinds the corn, it shoots out, and this will hold up better than oak. At least that's. So you've been to several mills, you know how the product flows and stuff as the corn goes in.
Yeah, what I'm curious of, so I see the gear outside. How does that transfer down into the
Well, that's the water wheel. That's the hub for the water wheel. And it turns a gear, which is down below, drives the shaft, and about, you get a chance to look at it.
Okay.
So trying to do it. There's a huge wooden drive wheel about right here.
Okay.
And then that drives a belt that drives another shaft that coincides with, this was a wheat and corn mill back in the day, and there's a metal shaft that runs the full length with the clutch where that lever is.
Okay.
And so they could either grind corn or wheat. I don't know that the mill had enough power to corn mill side, and that's what still operates, and it's pretty much been operating since this building was built in 1896.
Right.
And it's the second building on this site. The original, the dam, which we're repairing, which is the final part of our renovation at this point.
You're able to put the dam back though?
Yeah, well, the dam's been there. We had to plug up some holes and rebuild parts of it. And it's so muddy up there. It's just a short distance you can drive by there, but it's a mess up there right now. But the original permit was granted in 1831. And we have documentation from the courthouse.
That's what we run into. A lot of the water power mills, they cannot put the original water source back in because of EPA or it's a public waterway, or there's all kinds of stuff that they run into.
And they
nowadays.
were quite thorough. I don't have that document with me, but it's well written. At this time, Scott County was part of Washington County, and it was in Abington. It was the courthouse.
Okay.
And there was investigations done. There was, I think, 5 people that examined the property and determined that it wouldn't impede the water. And there was no fish that it would impact, and all the this is 1831, right?
Yeah,
there was 4 or 5 statements that they had to overcome, so we're assuming from that, we don't know when the actual first mill was built,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming shortly thereafter, maybe a year or two, so 1833, 35, sometime in there.
Okay.
The gentleman that built the mill, about a mile up this side road here that you guys came down the curve, I think,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You can see, it's hard to see with the trees, but you can see where the old raceway went. He had a wood-driven sawmill
Back further.
back there, and we think he cut the original timber for this mill from that.